Hello, Year 7. This is a video to help you prepare for your end-of-year writing assessment. Let's get started. So you saw this in class, just to remind you that you can choose to write about a character. The question will be, how does the character change throughout the novel? You can write about one paragraph on how the character feels about himself or herself, one paragraph about how their relationship with other characters change, and one paragraph about what they learn about life. You're aiming to write 2 to 3 PEA or PEAR paragraphs. When thinking about how the character feels about himself, herself, make sure that you use adjectives. When focusing on the relationship with the other characters, you can focus on whether or not it's a positive or a negative change. So for example, in Wonder, you could argue that Augie has a positive relationship change with Jack Will. And then what they learn about life, think about what the overall message of the book is or its theme, and then write about that. So for example, for Monster Calls, you can think about the message of friendship and hope, and then connect the character of Connor to that theme. Or you could write about theme. The theme question says, how does the writer show the theme? One paragraph on what the theme's message is, one paragraph on how the theme is developed through a character, one paragraph about how the theme is developed through another character or through a moment in the plot. Again, 2 to 3 paragraphs. When thinking about your first paragraph, think about what is the author saying about the theme. So for Wonder, what is the author saying about friendship or saying about family? For Monster Calls, what is the author saying about death? For The Giver, what is the author saying about individuals and society? Or what is the author saying about memories? Then in your second paragraph, you look at how the theme is developed through a character. And how does that character show the theme? And your third paragraph, choose another character. So it could be your second paragraph is about how the character of Connor in A Monster Calls deals with the theme of death. And then your last paragraph could be about how Connor's grandma deals with that. Or for Wonder, you could talk about the theme of friendship, how it affects Augie, and then in your last paragraph, friendship, and how it affects, Jack Will. Okay, just a reminder on how you will be assessed. So for level 4, full stops and commas are necessary, as are simple and compound sentences. Your paragraphs will have a point, evidence, and you will try to do some analysis. For level 5, you need to add in a variety of punctuation. So I'm looking for a hyphen perhaps, or a semicolon, or an ellipsis. You must use complex sentences as well as simple and compound. And your complex sentences need to have commas around the clauses. It's okay if you occasionally make a mistake. Your paragraph structure will have a point. The evidence will actually come from the text and be in speech marks, or what we call inverted commas, and you will also have analysis. Now for level 6, you have quite a variety in your punctuation: full stops, commas, semicolon, colon, hyphen, ellipsis. Your complex sentences have the commas and they're correct 100%. And your paragraph structure is your point, evidence from the text, analysis, and you also include the effect on the reader. So when it makes the reader think or how it makes the reader feel. For level 7, it's all of the above, plus a reminder of what the paragraph stands for. Your P is for point, your E is evidence, your A is analysis, where you explain how your evidence proves your point, and R stands for what is the effect on the reader, or how does it make the reader feel, or what does it make them think about. Okay, so since we all studied different books, I've chosen a passage for us to work with today from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The passage is on the screen there. Harry was at the point of telling Ron and Hermione about Filch and the Quickspell course when the salamander suddenly whizzed into the air, emitting loud sparks and bangs as it whirled widely around the room. The sight of Percy bellowing himself hoarse at Fred and George, the spectacular display of tangerine stars showering from the salamander's mouth, and its escape into the fire, with accompanying explosions, drove both Filch and the Quickspell envelope from Harry's mind. By the time Halloween arrived, Harry was regretting his rash promise to go to the Death Day party. The rest of the school was happily anticipating their Halloween feast. The great hall had been decorated with the usual live bats. Hagrid's vast pumpkins had been carved into lanterns large enough for 3 men to sit in, and there were rumors that Dumbledore had booked a troupe of dancing skeletons for the entertainment. Okay, as you can see, I've underlined, or not underlined, but in red is the bit of evidence from the text that we're going to be working with for our paragraph today. Okay, your first paragraph is going to be about how does Harry feel about himself. So you can see that I've put the little color-coded PEAR in the corner there for you. So, in red, my point sentence. Throughout the book, Harry is sometimes a rash character. Now, I need to find evidence to show that he is rash. For example, he makes a rash promise to go to Filch's death day party. That's my evidence sentence. I'm going to get at least a level 5 for this because I've put in inverted commas. Then my analysis. The fact that he promises something rashly means that he made the promise before thinking carefully about it, because that's what rash means. Now, I am going for level 6, so I've put in a sentence about the effect on the reader. This might make the reader feel anxious when reading about future decisions that Harry makes. Now, let's upgrade this, okay? So remember, I'm going to be looking at punctuation, so I want to make sure I put in a semicolon. So, throughout the book, Harry is sometimes a rash character, semicolon. He makes decisions without thinking about them ahead of time. All right? I also want to add in a subordinate clause that's surrounded by commas to make sure that I get a level 6. So I've added it in here. The fact that he promises something rashly without thinking about it, comma, and so forth. Okay? Now, the last little bit of punctuation you could add in would be a colon. Now remember, a colon can replace the word because. So now look at this sentence. This might make the reader feel anxious, colon, when reading about future decisions that Harry makes, the reader may worry that Harry isn't considering all of the options. So I've taken a sentence that before on the previous slide might make the reader feel anxious when reading about the future decisions. I've turned that into a complex sentence with a subordinate clause that has the comma and has the colon. Okay, so this is how you write a paragraph, and make sure that you have a variety of punctuation within your paragraph. Okay, good luck. I know everyone can do it. Now write those practice paragraphs. Make sure you send them to me so I can give you some feedback. Bye.